Imagine a room full of people. The door opens, and a golden retriever runs inside. What happens? The dog bounds from person to person, tail wagging, tongue out, desperate for attention. It does not care who you are, what you do for a living, or what your mood is. It simply wants to be perceived. It wants to be touched. It trades its energy for validation, and the room rewards it with smiles, laughter, and endless affection. Now, imagine that same room, but a cat walks in. The cat does not run to the center of the floor. It pauses at the threshold. It looks around. It takes a slow, measured walk along the perimeter of the walls, brushing softly against the furniture. It finds a high shelf, leaps up, sits down, and simply watches. It does not ask for applause. It does not perform. It waits. Society looks at the golden retriever and says, "What a good boy." Society looks at the cat and says, "What an arrogant creature." We live in a world built for golden retrievers. We live in a society that rewards the loud, the aggressively outgoing, the people who draw energy from the crowd and freely distribute their own. The modern world praises the extrovert. It equates loudness with confidence, constant availability with kindness, and immediate warmth with good character. But what if you are the cat? What if you are the person sitting on the perimeter, watching the room, calculating the social dynamics, and choosing not to engage unless it actually matters? For years, you have probably been told that you need to speak up more. You have been told to smile more. You have been told to put yourself out there, to be a team player, to stop being so withdrawn. People have likely assumed you are stuck up or shy or deeply insecure. But psychology tells us a completely different story. Today, we are going to explore why introverts are the cats of the human species. To understand the introvert, you must first understand the concept of the social battery. And to understand the social battery, we have to look at how animals spend their physical energy. A dog is an endurance runner. A dog will chase a tennis ball until its lungs give out. It manufactures energy through motion. The more it runs, the more excited it becomes. Extroverts operate on this exact same physiological principle. When an extrovert walks into a crowded room, their internal machinery lights up. They feed off the noise. They consume the attention. They leave a party feeling energized, electrified, and ready for more. A cat is an ambush predator. A cat spends roughly 18 hours a day sleeping. It does not waste energy running aimlessly. It conserves everything. It waits. It calculates. And when it finally moves, it moves with absolute precision and immense power. But after that burst of energy, it must retreat. It must recharge. It must lie in a sunbeam and restore its internal reserves. This is the psychological reality of the introvert. You do not hate people. You do not hate socializing, but your social energy is a finite, highly regulated currency. You do not manufacture energy by being in a crowd. You spend it. Every small talk conversation, every forced smile, every loud environment is a withdrawal from your bank account. When you leave a party early without saying goodbye, you are not being rude. You are simply out of funds. Your internal battery has hit zero, and your physiological state requires immediate rest. You cannot run on empty. Just like a cat curling up in an empty room, you must withdraw to a silent space to replenish what the world extracted from you. People who do not understand this will accuse you of being lazy or antisocial. They want you to chase the tennis ball, but you are not built for endless chasing. You are built for deep, meaningful, concentrated bursts of connection, followed by profound stillness. Let's talk about perception. When you enter a new environment, what is your first instinct? If you are an introvert, your first instinct is never to dominate the space. Your instinct is to map it. Think about the cat on the high shelf. Why does it sit up there? It is not looking down on everyone out of superiority. It sits there because elevation provides the best vantage point. From the high shelf, the cat can see who is moving, who is standing still, where the exits are, and what the general mood of the room feels like. Introverts do the exact same thing in social settings. You might be sitting in the corner of the room, sipping a drink, barely saying a word. To an extrovert, you look disengaged. To them, you look bored. Because you are not busy talking, you have the bandwidth to truly see. You notice the microscopic shift in someone's tone of voice. You notice when the person laughing the loudest is actually deeply sad in their eyes. You notice who interrupts, who listens, and who is desperately trying to impress everyone else. You are reading the room's frequency. You are absorbing the data. This level of hyper-observation requires immense cognitive power. It is exhausting to process that much information, but it makes you incredibly wise. By the time an introvert finally opens their mouth to speak, they have already mapped the entire psychological landscape of the conversation. This is why introverts rarely engage in small talk. Small talk is the equivalent of a dog barking at the mailman. It is just noise for the sake of noise. Introverts want depth. When you have spent the entire evening observing the intricate emotional realities of the people around you, talking about the weather feels like an absolute waste of breath. Now, we arrive at the most misunderstood aspect of both the feline mind and the introverted soul: affection. If you walk up to a stray dog and offer it a piece of bread, it will likely lick your hand and follow you home. A dog's love is unconditional, but it is also easily acquired. It is freely distributed. If you walk up to a cat and reach your hand out, what happens? The cat will stare at you. It will sniff your fingers. It will evaluate your sudden movement. And if you move too fast, or if you demand its affection before it is ready, it will simply turn around and walk away. A cat's trust cannot be bought. It cannot be rushed. It must be earned. Introverts treat their inner world the exact same way. You do not give your trust to someone simply because they smiled at you. You do not open up your deepest thoughts to a person just because you share a cubicle at work. You guard your inner life fiercely. You place a high velvet rope around your emotions, and you are incredibly selective about who gets to walk past it. Extroverts often interpret this as coldness. They think you are building walls to keep them out. You understand the profound value of your own vulnerability. You know that letting someone into your mind is a heavy investment, and you refuse to give that access to tourists. You only open the door for those who prove they plan to stay. And this is why the love of an introvert is so incredibly potent. When a golden retriever rests its head on your lap, it is sweet, but it does that to everyone. But when a cat that has ignored every other person in the room finally walks over, climbs into your lap, and begins to purr, that is a profound compliment. It means you passed the test. It means you were judged by a creature with incredibly high standards, and you were deemed worthy. When an introvert chooses you as a friend, or a partner, or a confidant, they are handing you the highest honor they can give. They are looking at a world full of noise, and they are telling you that your presence is actually better than their cherished solitude. They are saying, "I prefer to be alone, but I will make an exception for you." There is a specific dynamic in psychology known as parallel play. It is usually observed in toddlers, where two children will sit in the exact same room playing with entirely different toys, not directly interacting, but deeply enjoying the shared presence of the other. Cats are the undisputed masters of adult parallel play. A cat does not always want to be held. It does not always want to be actively stroked. Often, a cat simply wants to be in the same room as you while you read a book or type on your computer. It will sleep at the end of the bed or sit softly on the windowsill. It wants connection, but it demands agency. Introverts crave this exact type of companionship. The idea that introverts want to be completely isolated all the time is a myth. You do not want to be entirely alone. You want to be alone with someone else. You want a relationship where you can sit on the couch reading a novel while your partner plays a video game or works on a laptop on the other side of the room. No one has to speak. No one has to entertain the other. There is no heavy demand for constant verbal engagement. The air is still, but it is heavy with mutual understanding. This type of connection is the ultimate goal for the introverted mind. It is a relationship completely free of performance. You do not have to be on. You do not have to generate energy. You can simply exist in your natural low-frequency state, knowing that the person next to you accepts you exactly as you are. To an extrovert, a silent room is a problem that needs to be solved. They will turn on the television or start talking just to fill the void. To an introvert, a silent room shared with someone you love is the ultimate luxury. It is a shared frequency. It is the purest form of intimacy. For a long time, society has tried to convince you that your nature is a problem to be fixed. They have handed you books on how to be more outgoing. They have given you unsolicited advice on how to network, how to mingle, how to pretend to be a golden retriever in a world that demands a wagging tail. But you do not need fixing. There is a deep, ancient wisdom in the way you operate. You do not waste your energy on the superficial. You do not give your heart to the careless. You observe deeply. You choose carefully. And when you finally love, you love with an intensity that the loud, chaotic world could never possibly comprehend. You are the keeper of your own energy. You are a sovereign entity. You do not obey the loud demands of the crowd. So, if you are an introvert who prefers a canceled plan to a packed nightclub, if you are someone who sits on the edge of the room and simply watches, if you are a person who carefully guards your inner world until you find someone worthy of the key, wear it as a badge of honor. You possess the feline mind, and in a world that never stops screaming, your stillness is your ultimate power. If this deep dive made you feel seen, if you recognize the cat sitting on the shelf inside your own mind, hit that like button. Let's show the algorithm that there is immense power in the silent observers. Share this video with someone who might need to understand that their introversion is a gift, not a flaw. And if you want to keep exploring the deep, unseen mechanics of the human mind, consider subscribing. And remember, the world might be loud, but you never have to raise your voice to hold your ground.